In this video, I thought of sharing the books that I have with me at the moment because as a guy, as a digital marketer, as someone who is into sales, negotiation, marketing, AI, philosophy, and how to communicate, these are the kind of skills that I'm trying to learn. And so there are 10 books, non-fictitious book that I read, that I have on my table. On and off, I read those books. But the last book that I have over here is something which I don't keep in this shelf. Instead, I hide it in the locker so that no one sees that, because I feel that people will judge when they see that I'm reading this book. I will show you that book at the end of this video, but till then, keep tuned. So I'll show you the books that I have at the moment, and I'll explain the reason why I have it and when did I got them and the reason behind why I got it. Okay, let me pick all these books. Okay, I have it over here. All right, let's do it. I know that if you're someone who wants to improve, who wants to do good in life, these books will definitely help you. I'm someone who's not used to reading. Okay, so if I have picked 10 books, then it must be from recommendations of some really good people that I look forward to. तो उनका बुक है, सभी ने किसी ने किसी बुक को recommend किया होगा तभी मैंने लिया है, वरना मैं लेता नहीं हूँ. You guys know that I have shifted to this new home a couple of months back. Not couple of months, it's exactly 45 days back or 50 days back. I shifted to this new home. In the first 1 month, I did not had any books or anything with me. It was empty. Then I went back home, collected few books which I have not read. So these are those list of books. So just note that I not only have this physical book, but also I read through my tab as well. This is my tab. So I have a list of book over here. There's certain ways that how I learn. I have Kindle, which I subscribe to. So it gives me, it's like 130 rupees per month, somewhere close to that. So in 130 rupees, you get unlimited access to Kindle books. So there are a list of books which I have never read, which I think is really good. So that's one way of doing it. What I do, and I can even certain books. So the quality of these books or paper is not good. So even I prefer reading through iPad as well. iPad is really good. It seems for me, I read at night. So it's important for me that it should not ping me, right? Yeah. So I read through this iPad in the night mode. It's very pleasing. So that's good enough for me. And the second one is I also listen to audiobook. What I love is that if I love some book by, let's say, listening, then I go for buy a physical book. Okay. If there are certain books which are expensive, so I buy them in iPad. So if that is so good that I want to revise or want to listen to it again and again, the book from David Goggins, You Can't Hurt Me, I almost listen to that every now and then, at least once in a month, or maybe once or twice in a couple of months. Because that book is itself, you need to listen to it. When you hear it with David Goggins' voice, it hits you differently. So here's the list of 9 books that I have it over here, and the one book is in the shelf, is in my locker. So I'll tell you which book is that. Before that, my first book is 100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. Amazing book. When it comes to marketing, I have not read a lot of good number of books, but this book is written in such a simplified way, and this book I read when I was starting with freelancing. And I was getting rejected when I was sending requests or proposals to the people in Facebook or LinkedIn. I was getting rejected and I couldn't understand why behind that. This book exactly came to me the moment I needed it the most. So I love this book. The one sentence that Alex Hormozi says repeatedly in this book is that give an offer that someone can't say no to. Give me an offer that I can refuse. Just like Don says, give me an offer that I can't refuse. So yeah, that kind of thing. So this book tells you before he subsequently sold 3 more. After this book, he came up with 2 more books as a volume 2 and 3. So in this book, he shares how to create or mold an offer that you should sell it to the client. And once the offer is so good that you give it to the show it to the client, they would say without any much thinking they would buy it from you. So yeah, if you are into marketing, if you are trying to learn about freelancing, or if you are even into a business owner and founder, then this is the book that you should start with. I can rate by 4 out of 5 or 4.5 or 5 out of 5. I would say 5 out of 5. Yes. Okay. राहत इंदौरी की कुछ शायरी. This is a like Hindi book. It's shairi, like poem, right? So this has the shairi which I kind of read at night when I'm bored out of reading these English books. So thoda to be in touch with Hindi and कुछ शायराना अंदाज के लिए I just read this. So it's again, मुझे वैसे उतना ज़्यादा ये भी नहीं लगा अभी तक, क्योंकि it's not romantic. I like romantic things when it comes to poem and all, but this is more like पहाड़, पेड़, पौधे, किताबें. So yeah, that's why. So I'm not much of into it. And this book, so good they can't ignore you, from the writer or the author Carl Newport. So because I got this book because he has other book called as Deep Work, which again I have not read, but if you read any book recommendations by anyone, like the Deep Work would come under that. So when I was vigorously reading, I thought all these books, most of these books I got in the year 2023. So it's been like 2 years now, but I have not completed it. But yeah, this book I particularly got it just because it was written by Carl Newport. Why skills trump passion in the quest for work you love. So yeah, so I would prefer to read Deep Work first and then go for this one. So that's why I have not read this. Yeah, I told you the reason why I got this, right? Okay. Now we come to the third one. Okay, I've read this, Steal Like an Artist. It's a very simple book, but I had a lot of expectations from this book when I got to it. थोड़ा, लेकिन I was kind of disappointed. उतना ज़्यादा ये नहीं लगा मुझे, but people do prefer a lot of people recommend this book. That's how I got it, and मुझे ठीक लगा. It's just tells you that you don't have to wait to create a unique masterpiece. Bhai, every masterpiece is gotten out of from inspiration from someone else. So it's like steal like an artist. It's a great quote, right? Steal like an artist, but okay, let me Google that. Okay, this is what I was looking for. Good artist copy, great artist steal. Yeah. So if you want to be a great artist, then steal. That's the quote that I was looking for. Okay, now the next book is Manila Envelope. So this is from one of my friend, Rashmi Singh. She is my LinkedIn friend. I've been connected to her for last 4 years now. She wrote this book in the year 2022, I believe. I got this, but I've never been able to read it. But yeah, it's in my reading list. So I'll get this completed and message Rashmi as soon as possible. But yeah, this is a book from my friend. So I would, if you are someone who is like, I believe that if someone is doing something different, some of you in your friend circle, writing a book, starting a podcast, starting a YouTube channel, just support him or her by commenting, like, whatever possible. For me, it was easy to support her by buying this book and read it and giving her feedback. So that's how I got this book. Yeah, I encourage that. So yeah, you guys have to support your friends and family. And this one, The 4-Hour Work Week from Timothy Ferriss. So this is another book that I got from Timothy Ferriss, that is Tools of Titans or something like that. And this guy is very famous when it comes to passive income. Okay, I was reading, I got to know about Timothy Ferriss, I think from his podcast or something back in 2018, when you were like looking into how to make more money, you are not satisfied with your work and you have to start doing something different so that you can go to a different level, right? So when I was in that state, that's when I came across Timothy Ferriss, and I believe it was YouTube video. And yeah, since then I've heard this name and I've seen many people recommending this. Since I am someone who is also in a remote work freelancer, how can I minimize my effort and maximize my outcome? That's the effort that I've been looking forward to, and I think this book says exactly that. Yes, recommended by many people, so that's why I got it. The 4-Hour Work Week by Timothy Ferriss. And the next book is, again, welcome Alex Hormozi, $100 million Leads. This volume 2 of Alex Hormozi series. Yeah, I have read this as well. Amazing book. This is again, once you have your offer, then how would you get your leads? I have heard the audiobook of this one, and after that I got this book, because it's very nice to hear and then read than doing vice versa, because it's very easy to, once you hear that audiobook, then you understand what the book is all about, you have the context, and it becomes easier to read through, skim through it, and you get all the points in your brain. So yeah, how to get strangers to want to buy your stuff, 100 million leads from Alex Hormozi, highly recommended. Big fan of these people, okay? And then we have Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. So I've not completed this, but I have read till here, maybe, okay, I dropped it. Yeah, close to 120 pages, half of the book I've read. Again, this one I got just when I was getting rejected by many people when it comes to sales process. So I wanted to be really good with sales, negotiation. भाई हम लोग freelancer हैं, हम लोग India से हैं. So when you pitch certain deal or project to clients in US or Canada or UK, Ireland, they somewhere they are looking for cheap product from you, right? Since you are in India, they don't look for the quality. They are like, hey, why don't you do it for $50, $100, right? The same thing that you can charge if you have been in US, they would be charging like $500, $1,000. Here they're like giving it for like $50, $100. No, you have to negotiate. You have to position yourself in certain ways such that people will perceive you in certain stature, right? You want to be perceived like a professional. You want to be good at negotiation. And again, you know the rule of negotiation, right? Anyone who is easiest to like walk from the deal, he is the one who is on the top in the negotiation. So yeah, it's always better to be in that position. Yeah. If you say no, okay, fine for me, I can walk away. So yeah, anyone who is like ready to walk away, he is the guy. He will have the upper hand in the negotiation. And this is from my favorite author, guys. His name is Robert Greene. I have not completed any of his book, but I have purchased a couple of books from him. I read, I've listened to his audiobook. This is The Laws of Human Nature, and I have read close to this much, 130 pages. This book is with me for the last 2 years. I have not completed this book yet, but just after reading this many pages, I realized how much this guy has thought about certain things, psychology, and the life experiences that he has, right? It's commendable. If someone wants to write just like couple of pages of this book, he needs to have a certain level of life experience to write this book. So that's why I got this book and I read. And by the way, this book is banned in certain jails as well. Because reason hai, if this helps you understand the psychology of people, and it can help you to manipulate people as well. So, and also you can protect yourself, you can put your guards up when someone is trying to manipulate you if you read this book. Okay, you can easily find out red flags for you. Okay, so this is the nature 48 the laws of human nature from Robert Greene. There's another book, the 48 laws of power, that is the book which is banned. Sorry, that is the book which is banned. So yeah, and now comes the final book which I told you that I have locked somewhere inside. It's kept secret. Let me bring that for you. Here is that book, The Art of Seduction, 24 Laws of Persuasion. I have read less than 50 pages of this book.
But the thing is, this book is again from Robert Greene, and I know that if this guy writes a book, it should be full of insights. And another wrong thought about when someone reads this book is that when you say seduction, it's kind of shows you that, oh, you're being naughty. No, the thing is that this book is all about how you need to. It's a very similar, right? These two books are very much similar. In this book, yes, it's more about the romantic side of things. The word should be the romance and not seduction. So the word seduction is kind of considered towards that naughtiness, But if you read this book, it will take you time to understand what he's trying to say. It's not about anything related to how you make someone, get into a web or something like that. But this is more about how you should treat a woman, what the way they think, the way you think, you will be able to understand yourself. So if you're thinking once you read this book you'll be seducing a girl or boy, then don't read this, you will be disappointed, because it's a bit complicated. I told you, right, this book has been with me for like 2 years or more than that, and I have not completed like 25% of this book. Because for me, when you read a book, it's not just about completing chapters and showing a list of books that I have. Instead, it's more about getting into your brain and that having that osmosis, getting into your brain and making that part of a habit, or making that part of integral part of yours. That's the goal. So if I'm just implementing 10% of this book and I will read it slow, that's good enough for me, because I don't know if it takes me so much time to read this book, how much time he would have spent on researching and writing this book. Amazing. So that's why Robert Greene is one of my best non-fiction writer that I have. I've read his book. 48 Laws of Power is something which I think not completed again. Somewhere I have maybe completed 30-40% of it through audiobook. And this is the other 2 books that I have from Robert Greene. Yeah, so these are the list of books that I have with me, which I will probably complete in next 6 months while I'm staying in this flat. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. And again, if you want to be part of my journey, part of my growth, if you are someone who is into getting into digital marketing, learning about AI, want to upskill yourself just like I do and what I'm trying to do, so be part of the journey, subscribe to this channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.